Hey, what's up everyone, this is Mr. GWS, and recently Hardware Zone made an article about the LG Q7 Plus will be available in Singapore this weekend for $600. Yeah, for exactly $598. And from the design language on the front, it looks like the LG G6 from last year, and the rear, if you know the LG G7 design language, then this is no surprise. Just that it only features a single camera on the rear with a fingerprint scanner on it. Yeah, the Q7 series they announced a few weeks ago, soon after the G7 launch globally. It features 5.5-inch IPS panel, 18:9 aspect ratio. The design is 2.5D Arctic glass. Yes, it's a curved and glass and a metal frame around it. And yeah, it's a mid-range device, though don't expect to have a wireless charging or some fancy features. And speaking about features, there's another thing. Hopefully, the G7 will have that as well. Maybe a software update or something. Is that the fingerprint scanner? It now on the Q7 it can use as a trackpad or trackpad to launch the notification shade or taking a selfie or quick capture to tap twice to take a screenshot. These features doesn't have it on the flagship, which it really doesn't make sense at all. Since most of the flagships have that, but not on LG G7, which I don't really understand at all. And of course, just like the G7, the Q7 has a MILSPEC 810G, IP68, water dust resistant. There's also a hi-fi DAC together with the DTS-X surround sound. More or less not that surprised. Oh yeah, only DTS-X surround sound, but not quad DAC. I don't think there's a quad DAC. Of course, the front is a very similar one as well, 8 megapixel front facing camera. But whether they use the same sensor as the G7, I have no idea. But it also does make a portrait mode. Of course, it's done via software for bokeh effect. Of course, the rear is a 16 megapixel camera with face detection on the focus. Yes, and it also features a Q lens, which the G7 doesn't have. But Google Lens, it more or less will be made for other devices as well. It's not exclusive to the G7. And let's see, of course, the Plus variants are using MediaTek MT6750 octa-core processor, 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage with SD card slot. And this year, it also has quite a lot of features as well, like NFC. Now they use USB Type-C as well. It's a really great change of pace, and it's running Android 8.1 Oreo, but not very sure why it's not 8.0. Not very sure why the G7 is on 8.0. I've really no idea, because everything is alright for a mid-ranger until you see the price like $598, and also available on StarHub and M1, but not Singtel though, and only available in black and blue. Yes, Aurora black and monochrome blue, which the G7 also has that two colors as well. But for a retail price of $598, yeah, it's really a tough choice, for buying a mid-range which doesn't record 4K video. I think that kind of price is better off maybe buying a Honor 10 or Honor View 10, which this two is much better made for those budget flagship smartphones, but not this one though, because this one is like it's an alright smartphones, because LG recently, these recent years, they make a not really good mid-ranger. As far as mid-ranger go, I still prefer Samsung. But Oppo also have quite a lot of choice for a mid-range device, which is cost cheaper than this one. Well, I can say it's at least it's a much feature-packed one rather than the front will be have 5 megapixels, or this one the rear will be have maybe 8 megapixel, 30 megapixel. Even though it has a higher resolution, that doesn't mean it has a great sensor. Maybe uses not Sony ones. Even the G7, even though it's using the Sony IMX3, I think it is a 363 if I'm not wrong, but it uses very small sensor, which I don't really understand nowadays, since the LG smartphones recent years, they are using the sensor size getting smaller and smaller. Back then it's like what f1 over 2.6, 1 over 2.8, now it's like 1 over 3. It's like getting smaller and smaller. So that's my talk about the LG Q7 Plus. But whether you will buy, not very sure whether you guys will buy the Q7 or Q7 Plus to be exact. Yes, the kit in Singapore is they will give Q7 Plus, which is 4 gigs of RAM, 64 gigs of storage, as you know it by now. But of course, other brands like Xiaomi or Oppo, they cost much more cheaper and run much better processor, like 625 or 630, or even my Asus Zenfone 5Q, which is less than that, which is less than 500 bucks. But this one is like meh, really meh. So what's your thought about this phone? Maybe you can comment and subscribe to my channel, Mr. GWS. Maybe leave a comment out there, and I'll see you on the next video, and follow my socials as well. Thanks.